Hello everyone, Keir Smith here, back with another video. Following hot on the heels of my last video, 6 from 76, where I chose my 6 favourite albums from the year 1976, this is 6 from 86. These albums of course celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. These are my 6 favourite albums from 1986. Again, I wouldn't say that this was a vintage year for rock and pop, but there were still plenty of great albums released that year. And again, I'll take you through these albums in release date order, so let's get straight to it. Arriving mid-February 1986, I've chosen the third album by Talk Talk, The Colour of Spring. This was the turning point for Talk Talk, with 2 synth pop with an alternative edge albums behind them and 2 very different albums to come. This is the bridge between those. From the sparse and atmospheric opening of the excellent Happiness Is Easy with those unnerving children's vocals and Mark Hollis' low register vocal, this was a different approach, both musically and especially vocally. It's clear from the offset that the instrumentation here is more organic than what you would be used to from the previous Talk Talk albums. And the good form continues on the following track, the brilliant I Don't Believe in You, where Mark Hollis sounds wounded. I really like the ascending keyboard lines there and the dryness of the drumming. And that gnarly guitar solo is fantastic. I love the dissonant piano and the piercing guitar riff on Life's What You Make It, another great song. But songs like April 5th and especially Chameleon Day would point the finger to where Talk Talk would be going with those future albums Spirit of Eden and Laughingstock. In this 8-song set, Chameleon Day sounds positively out of place here, but I'll take it. Living in Another World is an epic track, possibly my favourite song by the band. The drive of the drums and the piano, the harmonica breaks, the guitar solo and that magnificent chorus. A truly great song. Give It Up is an underrated gem in Talk Talk's back catalogue, and it could well be that this is a personal plea from Mark Hollis to his brother, who would later die of a heroin overdose. The way Hollis sings that chorus line, it's pained and, again, desperate. And I really like the closing track, the 8 minutes plus epic Time It's Time. It has a haunted quality to it, especially when you hear those choral vocals on the fade out. There's a real sense of unease in the air with that track. Save for Chameleon Day, which, as I say, is a little out of place here, I consider The Colour of Spring to be an otherwise perfect album. My favourite album by the band. February 86 was certainly a good month, because also arriving that month was King of America by Elvis Costello, which kicked off a remarkable year for him. This was the first of 2 albums released that year. He also did Blood and Chocolate later on with The Attractions, but this is the better of the 2 to my ears. Themes on the album include love, betrayal and the American dream, all set to roots rock, folk and country arrangements. I really like the use of the accordion around the chorus line of the excellent opener, Brilliant Mistake. It was a fine idea at the time, now it's a brilliant mistake. What a good lyric. And at times this album is emotionally affecting and intimate, none more so on the beautiful Indoor Fireworks, one of the best breakup songs. More accordion can be heard on American Without Tears, which has a really good chorus, very nice, as is the soft I'll Wear It Proudly. I really like the guitar stylings on the Oh So Sweet Our Little Angel, a song I'm really fond of. You've got the biting Little Palaces, excellent, and the slow piano-led jazz of Poison Rose, all really good songs. I love Costello's gruff vocal on his excellent cover of Please Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. I really like Jack of All Parades and the instrumentation there especially, in particular the piano on the fade out. Suit of Lights is really good. Both that and Jack of All Parades are really catchy and singable uplifts. It's not all great. You've got these 2 fast, hyper rockabilly tracks in Glitter Gulch and The Big Light, but even they're infectious. I can do without Eisenhower Blues. But all of that before the goodnight kiss of the closing track, Sleep of the Just, which is a suitably soft and sweet closer. It's a great collection of songs and it really shows the musical evolution of Elvis Costello. I'm always really pleased to hear it and I think it's one of his best. King of America. Arriving in March, I chose the brilliant Black Celebration by Depeche Mode. This is a masterful recording in space and atmospherics and electronic and industrial sounds. The band hit top form for this, their 5th album, and the mood is moody, dark, bleak even, and a bit sordid. There's a dark chill that runs through the excellent title track that opens the album, but it has an irresistible dance groove and a fitting celebratory chorus. Fly on the Windscreen final is both dark and brooding, very good too with all of its eerie electronics. A Question of Time has a very catchy and bouncy keyboard rhythm to it. Not a favourite of mine, but good it most certainly is. A big favourite of mine here is A Question of Lust, which Martin Gore sings, which has some beautiful synths, especially around the chorus line. It Doesn't Matter Too and Here Is the House are both haunting tracks, especially the latter with those interesting but scary crossover vocals between Garn and Gore. Stripped and Dressed in Black are both sexually provocative songs, but the lyrics could easily be taken another way and could be heard as a take on Dave Garn's continued and rather worrying heroin habit. But they are both great songs, two of my favourites here. The choruses on these songs are really strong. World of Nothing is good, but especially I love the closing track, the cool strut of New Dress. Dave Garn especially sounds in his pomp on that song. This album is undeniably dark, but it all sounds so good. It's only right that it should be celebrated. A black celebration indeed. A great album. Arriving in June 1986 is one of my favourite albums of all time, The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. For me, this is the band at the peak of their powers. Morrissey's lyrical prowess is on full display here. Wit, humour, and some kitchen sink drama, and the band are firing on all cylinders. The ferocity of the awesome title track that opens the album is a real powerhouse and one of the band's best performances. Morrissey's lyrics are brilliant throughout this song, but listen to the fade out. Joyce, Rourke and Marr giving it their all. Similarly, Big Mouth Strikes Again ticks all the boxes and is one of the band's very best singles. The epic beauty and the sweeping strings has made There Is a Light That Never Goes Out the Smiths' anthem in many ways. It seems to resonate with so many people. Not that the Smiths intended it to be that way. The jangly rhythm of Johnny Marr's guitars make Cemetery Gates a great tune, and also on the brilliant The Boy with the Thorn in His Side, one of my favourite Smith songs. And I love the closing lyrics on that song. And when you want to live, how do you start? Where do you go? Who do you need to know? I Know It's Over is desperately beautiful, and the understated and subtle musicianship allows the space for Morrissey to deliver one of his most aching vocals. It's such a special song to me, that is. And that's followed by Never Had No One Ever. Love the drums on that track, and that is fantastic too. Frankly, Mr. Shankly and Vicar in a Tutu could be said to be two of the lesser tracks here. That said, I love them both very much, and they offer some light relief, if you like, either end of the album. But my pick of the bunch here would be the closing track, Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others, a daft Morrissey lyric set to a gorgeous, circular, lilting Johnny Marr melody, which is one of my favourite pieces of music ever. To my ears, this album really is perfection. God bless it. The Queen is Dead. Arriving in August, I've chosen Graceland by Paul Simon, a truly remarkable album where he gracefully brings together Southern African musical styles with his own pop sensibilities. The singles are fantastic. The shimmering guitar lines, the rhythm, and of course the chants of Ladysmith Black Mambazo make Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes an absolute joy. It's such an infectious and uplifting song. And Paul Simon's wordplay is so good on these songs, none more so than on the big hit single You Can Call Me Al, which features that awesome bass solo, but the horns on that song are so good. And have you ever heard a better insult than that roly-poly little bat-faced girl? I really like that guitar riff and the booming drums on Under African Skies a big favourite of mine here, and those chanted harmonies are a wonderful thing. Homeless is a really nice piece. A cappella at its best, a really nice arrangement. Songs like Gumboots and Crazy Love Volume 2 are infectious earworms. Great pop melodies with great choruses. The sound of accordion, great bass and big drums on the excellent opener. The Boy in the Bubble is immediately ear-catching. Another really good song. The title track is excellent. It has a gentle but propulsive rhythm to it. I Know What I Know is probably my least favourite song here. That chorus line is a little bit jarring, but I'll still take it. I can still dig it. And I rather like the skiffle-like jive of That Was Your Mother. And the album closes with All Around the World, or The Myth of Fingerprints. What a title. Which sounds like a good old kind of 50s rock and roll throwback with an updated sound. I really like it. It's pretty faultless. I love it endlessly. Paul Simon, Graceland. A fantastic album with great songs, catchy choruses, great to sing along to, and it always leaves me in a pretty good mood, so that can only be a good thing, right? And last but most definitely not least, coming in September 1986 is my hero, Paul McCartney, with the much maligned Press to Play album. Yes, there may be a touch of bias creeping in here, but I really like this album and it's my video and they're my picks, so Press to Play is here. This album started out as a collaboration with Eric Stewart of 10cc fame, who co-wrote 6 of the 10 tracks on this album, and he was initially going to co-produce the album with Paul, but searching for a more contemporary sound, Paul brought in the hot producer of the day, Hugh Padgham, who had done great work with The Police and Genesis. Now, whether or not that was a good move, I'm never entirely sure, and I will agree with some that this album is a mixed bag. I'll agree to a degree, because I've always been very forgiving of this album. I will admit that the production here is a little overbearing at times on songs like Talk More Talk, which bangs and clatters restlessly throughout, but I applaud it for being different. And then at times it brings out the best in McCartney on songs like Pretty Little Head, which is a real favourite of mine. It has a pulsing synth-based groove and equally bangs and clatters and has all sorts of weird and wonderful sounds around it, but it's an incredible piece of music. But I love songs like Stranglehold, which is a rocking opener, blaring saxophones and all, and Only Love Remains is a stirring McCartney ballad, a fantastic song. The wonderful 2 parts, Good Times Coming, Feel the Sun, is not only a creative high point here, but one of my favourites in Paul's entire post-Beatles career. The first part is quasi-reggae, a nice rhythmic thing, and then it morphs into these pounding drums and searing guitar solos, which I just love. Footprints is an interesting song. It has a dark and wintry feel to it, but features some lovely picked acoustic parts. There's a couple of unconvincing tracks here, namely Angry, which Paul, well, he doesn't do angry very well. And there's a good song in there somewhere with Move Over Busker, but it's bogged down by its crappy lyrics, because otherwise it's a really good tune. Elsewhere, I'm an absolute sucker for the contemporary catchy pop of Press, and the closing track, however absurd, reaches for the grandiose but falls short somewhat. That said, I still like it. It's by no means his best work. I'll admit that it's a little bit uneven, but it's Paul experimenting with the sounds of the day, let's say. He's being adventurous, and I'll always applaud it for that. I get very defensive about this album, so go and pick on someone else, alright? So there you have it, 6 from 86. I chose Talk Talk, The Colour of Spring, King of America by Elvis Costello, Black Celebration by Depeche Mode, The Queen is Dead by The Smiths, Graceland by Paul Simon, and lastly, Paul McCartney with Press to Play. And as I did on my 6 from 76 video, I'll now rank these albums from least favourite to favourite. At number 6, and it's unfortunate to be put in last place, but I'm going to go with King of America by Elvis Costello. Number 5, I'm going to go with The Colour of Spring by Talk Talk. Number 4 is Black Celebration by Depeche Mode. Number 3 is my beloved Press to Play by Paul McCartney. Number 2 is Graceland, Paul Simon, but number 1, a clear winner, The Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Amazing. So there you have it. They were my picks, my 6 favourite albums from the year 1986. And I'd love to know what your favourite albums were from that year. So please let me know down in the comments section below which albums you chose and why. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll have a crack at 6 from 96. That was a pretty good year for music, I think. And that will close this little trio mini series, if you like. Because when it gets past the 2000s, I start to struggle. Anyway, I'll see you sometime soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.